The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to the RM Hive. You are tuning into Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. I am your host, Brittany, and today I am thrilled to have Grace Tallman with us, the author of the book The Birds Still Sing, My Journey of Resilience Through Postpartum Depression. So, Grace, thank you so much for joining us today because you are here to share your powerful story of resilience.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
So, for our listeners who may not be familiar with Grace's book, The Birds Still Sing is described as an invaluable and inspiring read for anyone struggling to rediscover meaning and purpose after a devastating experience. While it focuses on postpartum depression, I believe it truly resonates with anyone who has faced difficult challenges in life, which every one of us has gone through or will go through. So, Grace, are you ready for the interview?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's start with the heart of your story. What inspired you to write this book?
Mhm. I've been working as a mental health counselor for many years, and I realize that there's an awful lot of stigma around the issues of mental health. And then I started reflecting on my own life and realized that I'd kind of been keeping my own struggle with mental health issues a secret. So I thought if I'm going to be a genuine mental health counselor, I'm going to be brave enough to tell my own story of how I struggled as a young mother with postpartum depression. And took a lot of courage to write the book. But once it was out, it seemed like it was the right thing to do. And people really resonated with my story.
Uh, Postpartum depression is not an easy thing, and every mother out there would definitely understand this. So, thank you so much, Grace, because I know it took a lot of courage to share something so personal and vulnerable, right?
It did, yes.
Yeah. So, Grace, I'm curious about your beautiful title, The Birds
Mhm.
Still Sing. So, how did you decide on this particular title? What was the reason?
Well, the idea came across to me when I was watching a documentary about World War II. It
Mhm.
was like all around on the video, there were guns blasting and bombs dropping, and in the background, in the trees, you could see
Yeah.
the birds were still twittering away and doing their thing and just singing their songs. So it just reminded me that no matter what you go through in
Mhm.
life, like the birds, we can still sing our songs and find resilience in whatever we're going through.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I get it now. Like the birds are a powerful symbol of even in the darkest moments in life, there is still something to hope for.
Mhm.
There is something to look forward to.
Mhm. And
So,
I'm a real
like,
nature lover, so the birds
oh,
are,
yes,
are a beautiful symbol for what represents joy in my life.
yes, and they symbolize freedom.
Mhm.
Indeed. So, Grace, while your book centers on postpartum depression, it seems to hold so much like a broader appeal, right? So, who are your intended readers?
Well, my intended readers would be anyone who has experienced a hardship or a challenge in their life and who is struggling to find a way through. And my book is meant for anyone who would like to find a way through that difficult, dark period in their life. And the second half of my book, I tell people, my readers, what I did to get through my dark moments, and it's kind of an outline for anyone who you can apply this to anybody's life, and it could help you get through a struggle and find resilience.
All right. So, if you don't mind, Grace, could you share to us a little bit right now here live, a little bit of what you wrote in the book, so that the readers will have has something to look forward to, so they will be deeply curious about your book.
Mhm. Okay. Well, my book starts with how I first developed the postpartum depression. It's very soon after my child was born. I
Mm-hmm.
was feeling like I really didn't have the energy or even the will to live.
I
Um,
understand.
and then, and then the book goes on to describe periods in my childhood. I talk about my dad and his
Mm-hmm.
personality and some issues that I had with him. And I talk
Mm-hmm.
about my beautiful mother who died very, very painful death of cancer, and how we connected at the end of her life. I talk about my brother and his struggle with mental health as well, and how he ultimately ended up taking his own life. That was a really, really sad part of my life as well, which happened almost at the same time as my struggle with postpartum depression. So it's a story about the different key points in my life, that some of the happiness in my childhood, and then some of the darker moments later on.
I am so sorry to hear that,
Yeah,
Grace.
yeah. And
You
then in
went
the
you
end,
went through
like I
all.
said earlier,
Mhm.
I outlined the steps I took
Yes.
to regain resilience.
I find it so amazing that you went through all that, like almost all at the same time, I believe,
Mhm,
and yet you're still here. Yes,
mhm, mhm,
that takes strength.
mhm, mhm,
That's
mhm,
amazing.
mhm. And
So, yeah,
everybody has strength. Sometimes you just have to go deep inside and find it.
yes, you have to go deep inside yourself, and you also have to seek out help
Mhm.
from your loved ones.
Right.
Yes,
Loved ones, or even a counselor or a therapist, because
yes,
not
definitely.
everybody is equipped to deal with difficulties in life, and not everybody has that ability. So sometimes your best answer is to seek out a good
Help.
counselor or therapist who will be empathetic and supportive.
Yes, I agree. So, what do you hope readers will take away from reading The Birds Still Sing, Grace?
Well, first of all, I want to expose postpartum depression as a very, very real struggle that many women face.
Yes.
It's an illness that is silenced. It's not spoken about. So that's one of the points I want people to really hear from this book. And
Mm,
secondly, I want people to realize that no matter what they're going through, they can get through it. And it's
definitely.
yeah.
That's amazing. So, have you ever received feedback from your readers, Grace? Like, what have
Yeah,
you received so far?
yeah, I've received a lot. It's amazing. Almost
Mhm.
everyone who's read my book said it's a fairly short book. Most
Yes.
everybody that's read it said they sat down and they read it straight through, because
Oh, good.
it's so riveting, and it's short enough so that you can do that. And I had a colleague at work who sat down and read
Mhm.
it in her one shift. And people have
Wow.
all
Yeah.
told me that it's very, very well written, and that it just really, really is raw and honest. And I tell it like it is. It's a very inspiring story, and it also talks about the deepest of struggles that a person can go through.
Yes, amazing. Like I love that feeling too. I'm an avid reader myself. I
Mm.
really love that feeling that when you start liking a book, you have to finish it
Yeah,
all in one sitting.
yeah.
So here, yeah, I'm sure the readers are
Mm,
definitely love your book, Grace.
mm, mm,
So, do you have any other upcoming writing
mm.
projects or other ways you're continuing to help people?
Mhm.
going through difficult experiences like
Mhm.
you, like what you went through.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, I work as a grief counselor. I'm a
Mm,
certified
wow.
grief counselor, and I help people who are struggling with really, really difficult situations in their life, the loss of a loved one. Although I also have a new book that should be ready any day right now. It's
Wow.
being published as we speak, and this book is about grief.
Yes.
Not the traditional way people think about grief.
Mhm.
It's grief is more than the loss of a loved one, although it is definitely
Yes.
that, but it's also
It is
the
more.
everyday losses that we have, like loss of a pet or a miscarriage or a chronic illness or chronic pain. These are all very, very real losses. And that's this new book. I have interviewed 24 individuals who have experienced these types of losses. And
Yeah.
I write their stories. And I think it will be a very, very inspirational book for people to read.
Wow. So we look forward to viewers, you've heard it from Grace. So Grace, thank you so much for sharing your inspiring journey with us here today. The Birds Still Sing: My Journey of Resilience Through Postpartum Depression is available now on Grace, can you show us your book right now on the
Of
screen?
course, yes.
And
That's
can you
that's the
please tell us
cover.
where the readers can buy it?
It can be purchased on Amazon and on directly from the publisher, which is Friesen Press in
All right.
Canada. Mm.
Mm-hmm. So, any final words for our viewers right now?
I guess I didn't tell you the title of my new book. It's called
Yeah,
Stronger.
you did get stronger. All right.
Stronger Stories of Grief and
Mhm.
Resilience. And there I use the word resilience again because it's
Yes.
one of my favorite words because it just talks about
Yes.
strength and getting through the hard times in life.
Of course, I agree with you, Grace. Resilience. The word resilience is, it may just be a word when you read it, but it holds so much meaning.
Mm,
It's, I believe it's a key to life. It's how
mm,
we
mm,
go through life. It's how
mhm, mm,
we need it as we journey through this
mm,
thing we call life.
mhm,
So, Grace, thank you so much. Thank you to all our viewers out there who are tuning in here at Readers Magnet's
mm,
featured author interview. And as we say it here in Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you so
mm,
much, Grace, and happy reading, everybody.
mm. Thank you so much.